Hello everyone, my name is Armero and I'm going to be presenting my project of my mathematician research on Julio Garavito Armero. I'm just going to be talking about his personal life, how he was a child prodigy in his time, also his professional life, how he studied the trajectory of the moon and some comments. I'll also be talking about the contribution he gave to his country and to history and how people in Colombia, that's where he came from, honor him and how different parts of history he contributed. He is one of the most important figures in Colombia, which is why I chose him because I'm from Colombia, so I just wanted to share my country to y'all. I hope you like it. Garavito was the son of a merchant named José Vicente Hermogenes Garavito Oropesa and his wife Dolores Armero de la Cala, and he was third of seven children. He was part of a wealthy family, but after some time they became uh, bankrupt because of some trades his dad did that wasn't the best of the convenience for the family. Julio Garavito was born January 5th, 1865 in Bogotá, Colombia. He was a child prodigy in science and mathematics. Colombia had achieved independence from Spain in 1810, becoming the Republic of Gran Colombia, then became the Republic of New Granada before changing its name to the United States of Colombia in 1863, 2 years before Julio Garavito was born. So basically, La Gran Colombia consisted in Panama, Ecuador, Colombia, and Venezuela. But after some fights, wars between them, they decided to have just four countries separately, which why they named Colombia the United States of Colombia in 1863. Julio Jaramillo started high school at the age of 10, which is not something really unusual in Colombia because high school starts when you're in 6th grade to 11th grade, so it wasn't really that unusual. However, he graduated high school at 1884, and Colombia at that time was a young nation that faced multiple civil wars. For example, we have the War of a Thousand Days, and that one had a major impact on Colombia because the universities stopped offering lectures between 1885 and 1887, and in 1891, Julio Garavito graduated as a mathematician and civil engineer from the Colombian National University. He submitted three theses after he graduated from the university, which was El Juego de la Aguja, The Game of the Needle, and he basically proposed a probabilistic approach of calculating pi. He also calculated all of the mathematical possibilities that a pressure gauge could have and proposed a triangular structure to build bridges. After he graduated at university, he married Maria Luisa Cadena on May 23rd, 1893, and they didn't have any kids. Professional life. Julio Garavito became head of the National Astronomical Observatory in 1892 after 1 year of graduating the university. He continued to publish on mathematical and astronomical topics, particularly on mathematical optics. But from 1906 onward, he also published essays on political economy and physiological criticism. His interest in political economics were prompted by the harsh effects of the civil wars on the economy of the country. As a consequence, on the available fundings for science. Julio Garavito's major contribution was that he and his co-workers studied the trajectory of multiple comets that passed by Earth between 1901 and 1910, including Halley's Comet, which is one of the most famous comets in history. And I think they pass the Earth every 80 years. And he studied the trajectory of the moon, providing key insights into how the moon's orbits can influence meteorological phenomena on Earth. These contributions were later recognized by the International Astronomical Union, which named one of the moon's far side crackers Garavito. He published in 1997 Latitud del Observatorio de Bogotá, Latitude of Bogotá's observatory, and he basically traveled Colombia, mapping the position of the stars in the night sky to provide some of the first detailed maps of the country, defining regions and international borders. Fun fact about Julio Garavito is that in 1905, Albert Einstein published the special theory of relativity, and in 1915 he published the definitive version of the general theory of relativity. Julio Garavito did not accept the theory of relativity. He wasn't convinced to view space as a non-Euclidean, and he really wasn't convinced about Einstein's theory. That's why he published Bancarrota de la Ciencia, Bankruptcy of Science, which is basically he was just contradicting and giving his point of view of the theory of relativity. Garavito died on March 11, 1920, at the age of 55 of tuberculosis, and 2 years after his wife's death. His wife supported him for 23 years, and the 2 years he spent without his wife were nothing but a slow agony. He no longer attended the observatory, he rarely left his house, and he died in poverty. He never had anything, and what he had, he left to the poor. Achievements after death. Julio Garavito was included in the UNSW Science History Trail to showcase the role Colombian scientists have played throughout the history of science. And while I was reading that, I saw a phrase that really caught my eye, which is the Colombian who will always rest on the moon. He also appears in the two 20,000 Colombian pesos, which is the one on the left side. And even though it has a lot of zeros, it's not that much. It's more like, if I'm correct, it's gonna be $8.40. There's also a school of engineering that is called Julio Garavito Colombian School of Engineering, founded in 1972, and is named in his honor. Also, the National University of Colombia's engineering building was remodeled and given Garavito's name on 2014. And in 1993, the District Institute of Culture and Tourism awarded their honor to Culture Merit Medal to Garavito. The award was received by his great-nephew, Clemente Garavito Baraya, president of the Geographic Society of Colombia, during the closing ceremony of the Conference of Geography and Astronomy. And this is my works cited. Thank you so much for watching.